Hey, very good morning, guys. Welcome to today's live decoding session for BankNifty. Today is the Tuesday, 17th of October. Today is also the FinNifty expiry. So let me just quickly share my screen and let's first of all understand what's the overall context and what happened yesterday. Yeah. So overall, first of all, I shared that I am looking at, so there was a single print zone, and for me, this was one of the important area, and this is the balance. So this is level one, and this is the second level. This is where actually I was looking for some rotational movement. So what I'm seeing is overall value has developed lower from the previous day, but we have a nice balanced profile with a price probe below 44,250. That's where a test of supply was seen. Supply got shut off at 44,150, and the reason is because price entered a range where again previously there was again a price probe, or this is a test of supply, wherein more supply shut off, no new fresh selling came in, and then the overall auction moved higher. Okay, so for me this particular area was also the interest, and also yesterday, if you have not seen yesterday's video, do share it, because you will be able to understand the overall context of what I'm trying to share today. Okay, but overall we have developed a nice structure. Now there are stops on the high, there are stops on the low, plus there is a small excess or a spike base. Okay, so for me 44,250 is the overall line in sand, and on the chart on the right is, this is again an intraday chart on a 1 minute time frame. So this is the futures chart. So what I'm seeing here again is a lot of accumulation seen between 428 to 319. Okay, so this is the chop zone. We will be looking at the pre-open data, but I'm seeing there are sellers trapped lower, and there are buyers trapped above. So 44,510 is the area where I'll be looking for supply to come in, because if you see, this notifies that there are trapped buyers, and also anything below 44,210. So if you are a straddle player, these are the two zones which I'll be looking to short. Sorry, strangle, not straddle, strangle player, but yeah, 210 and about 510. So this is that 300-point range, which I'm looking for today, to the price to develop, the auction to develop. Okay, but overall there is sellers in the system. So currently the cost basis is high, at above 44,577. That's where again, if the auction opens gap up, I'll quickly look at the pre-open numbers. But currently what I'm seeing is more number of buyers are trapped above 890, and more number of sellers are trapped below 43,952. Okay, so this is a overall bigger range, where auction is just chopping around. So this is a nice monthly option selling strategy where you can sell 44,900. This is 44,900, and the strike price at 45,000. Yeah. So this is what you can currently. This is the trade plan which I'm seeing. But overall we are still balancing with my areas of interest is at 369, 285, and 473. Okay, and lastly, let me just quickly go and look at the print. Okay, so the pre-open is out, but if I study the yesterday's print, a lot of so first of all, sellers are trapped below 44,150. 44,325 and 44,350, these are the zones which I was looking for, but we are opening with a gap up. So we are opening around 44,589, and around those areas. So for me the line in sand is 44,600, 44,650, and this is the zone, this is the 50-point zone where I'm seeing there is supply, there are trapped buyers. So this is where I'm looking for auction, or basically sellers, to come in and see if we tag the previous day high, and I'll be looking to see if we come within the previous days. So basically this particular range, and also the 350 range. Okay, so we are opening with a good gap up. What is that gap? So we are opening massively about 363 points up. Yes, 44,600 is again the area or the line in sand. Okay, so as we are opening 600 and above, so 600 is the area I'm looking to see some supply come in right at the open. So 300 points, so 355. So we are going to open around above 655. That's where I'm seeing a lot of HVNs and also supply to be coming overhead. So we are gonna break the monthly VWAP. 600 is again a area where I'm expecting supply. 600 is also a zone where I'm seeing previously there was supply which came in. So we are having a retest. So today is the day where the sellers will be tested. And coming to the options inventory, so 44,600 is where so all the calls we are the ones who are trapped below 600. The next area where I'm seeing good OI is around 45,000. Okay, so I'm expecting a chop between 44,500 and 44,600. I want this particular chop to be cleared. And are there any balance? Yeah, there are a couple of stops. So around 600 there aren't, but yeah, above 700 there are a couple of stops. And from the order flow also there aren't any. So there is a supply seen at 44,700. Okay. So overall my plan is pretty clear. Let's see how the data comes in and how the print develops. HDFC Bank is also massively opening up. Okay. So the auction has opened. I'm seeing supply coming in. We did not tag the 44,600 level. What has happened is I'm seeing sellers coming in. Currently, the sentiment is telling me that there is a good amount of supply coming into the system, and 44,500 is the zone or is the line in sand, where I'm expecting the auction to just chop. Okay. So overall, we are again back into the bigger balance. Let me just hit refresh to this chart and also refresh to this chart. And let me just go to the 1 minute time frame. So we have opened it within this particular balance, and I'm seeing overhead there is supply in the system or in the previous auction. Okay, so I'll just give it some time, but this is the zone where I am seeing. So 682 is the zone where I'm seeing supply coming in. 577 is where supply is shutting off. So we are in this chop zone. I'll just look at the print, the order flow, which is developing right in the auction. Okay. So overall, 600 is where I'm seeing good amount of buying came in. This level should hold. This is the support zone. This is where I'm watching to hold. Now, if this breaks, then I'm expecting continuation lower. But this level is still holding. Currently, the price did look below and failed and continue. But we are now again in a chop between a 20-point range, so from 622, so 44,600 to 44,620 is the chop zone. So more supply is definitely coming in. Currently, I'm looking for 577 to break. Let's see, what happens. Yep. So there are this particular HVNs where sellers are coming in. So there is supply around 550. We are going to break the 600 zone. HDFC Bank, it saw supply around 1555, and now it is again trying to move lower. Okay. Also, what's happening in the futures chart in HDFC? So in futures chart in HDFC, it's pretty clear that we have got trapped buyers above 52 level, and then there are trapped sellers at this particular level. Okay, so we are gonna chop in this particular zone. Okay, so more buyers are getting trapped in the system, even though the delta is positive. I'm seeing more buyers getting trapped. 700 is where supply came in. I'm waiting for 550 to be tagged in the futures. So this is 550. Currently, this is the zone where supply is getting built. Okay. So overall value is higher, inventory is long. This is the area where supply has came in, and looking at the options data, 44, 500 and 600. Yeah, so that is what I was expecting to chop. So 500 is where I'm seeing more of put writing is happening, whereas open interest is from call. Yeah, so I'll just give it some time. I wanted to continue lower, and this was a previous zone where there are trapped buyers between 680 to 710. So clearly rejection seen here. So HDFC Bank, it has broken. It is now developing lower, both on the stock. Basically, this is the cash and this is the futures. In futures, more sellers are coming in. Now I'm expecting continuation lower. Let me switch to a smaller time frame. Yeah, so this is where I'm expecting the auction to come in. Currently, we are in a zone where a lot of supply is getting built. So no trade yet. I'm just looking at the auction, but auction is clearly bearish. I'm seeing a lot of buyers are trapped. This is the line in sand, 44,600. I'm actually looking for continuation lower. Now odds are high that as we develop lower, there will be some responsive buying. The reason is people who got short yesterday, right? First of all, this gap up, they are the ones who are currently exiting the auction. Okay, so as the price is going to move lower, I'm expecting some responsive buying at 550. Okay, so let it chop. Currently, I'm not seeing any trade. I'm seeing 500 is still acting as a support in the spot chart. In futures, I'm seeing it is heading towards 600. Now I'm waiting for supply to come in, reinitiate. Okay, so more buyers are coming in. So you have to understand who is buying here. Basically, sellers who are trapped lower, they are the ones who are buying, or who are entering their auction, exiting their positions. Okay, so I have not taken any trades yet. I wanted to take a shot, but I'm having some technical difficulties to log in. But yeah, this is the overall funds which are available. Now I'm looking for continuation lower. This is the resistance zone. So I'm looking at, let me see if these are the correct strikes. Yeah, these are the correct strikes. So it was 285, 284, 282, 279, 280. So there is some erosion on put, but no erosion on call. Okay, so I'm just watching this level. If the price moves above, right, that's where I am looking for another chop. Currently we are at a resistance zone, and put premiums are now appreciating. So 280, it went to 287. That's fine. So I have not taken any trades yet. And yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So this is another thing, which I have been developing. Basically, it gives me a bird's eye view about where you can expect supply, where you can expect supply shutting off. Okay, so this is the overall range which I'm seeing in HDFC Bank, where there are sellers around 1560, and there is no supply around this particular zone. Okay, So currently I'm just testing this live for the Bank Nifty components for HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank and Kotak Bank. Okay. But these are the areas of interest, which I'm looking at and see, how the auction is getting developed. Okay, that's fine. So still 500 is not breaking. Why it is not breaking? So currently I'm seeing more put interest is seen. Come on, break 515 futures, because there are stops getting built below here. Nice absorption of supply. So delta is positive. That means those who were short yesterday, they are the ones who are buying. Yeah, that's where this cumulative delta comes in. Okay, so it has broken 500. Does it reaches to 550? Let's see. We are still in this particular chop. So does it go below 577? Yeah, let's see. Because this is where a lot of supply is present. So we can have a mean reversion trade towards VWAP. Okay, let me just look at the print then. So I'll just be on mute. Let's just observe how the auction is getting developed. And if you have any questions, feel free to use the chat function. Yeah, I'll just be back. Okay, so I'm back. What is happening is we are not able to take 550. I want this level to be taken out, and we have a zone where currently this is where there is resistance. Okay, so yep, it has taken out now. I'm expecting continuation lower. We have got unfinished auction getting created. Now I want to have continuation. It has entered within this range. It is looked below and failed. This particular gap might be filled, so unfinished auction, right? So as it is moving higher, I'm waiting for a retest of supply and sellers to be coming in. Okay, so we are developing lower. I'm looking for continuation and we are entering the range. So I'm expecting some responsive buying at 540, 520 zone. Currently there is an excess, which is getting created here, right? So these are the balance zones, where I'm expecting supply to be coming in. So if you see, there are trapped buyers, and also this is the zone where there are again trapped buyers. Okay, so previously those who bought in this range, they are the ones who are exiting the current auction. Okay, so I'm expecting continuation lower, and this is the zone where I'm expecting a sort of a mean reversion. Okay, we are still in the, yeah. Okay, come on, drop. I am seeing continuation. So that unfinished auction has been cleared. Overall, we are in positive delta. Positive delta, so this doesn't mean that the auction is bullish. Yeah, overall inventory is long, but no fresh buying is coming in. So basically those who got trapped in yesterday's auction, right, they are the ones, who are buying. Okay, so yep, one more drop. Come on, I'm expecting continuation lower. Do we see that or not? That's what I'm looking for. And we have broken the 44 500 level. This is again a psychological line, right? So a lot of people, they will be shorting for 44 500, 44 600 call. Yeah, but I'm looking for some balancing around this zone because this is an area of interest. 44 500 in the spot, and in futures, what I'm seeing is we have got some buyers coming in right below 44 450, 44 550, sorry. This is where I'm seeing some buying, and overhead there is supply. So this 50-point range is where there are supply present in the system. So do we get again, so currently this is a retracement trade. Do we get supply coming in? And how do I know it is? So 44 500 is the zone. 44 600 is the zone, and what we have there is VWAP. Okay, so I'm expecting a continuation mean reversion towards VWAP, chop, and then see if we continue lower, because overall this is where the value is. So currently the auction is out of value, trading out of value. This is the perceived value, where I'm expecting the auction to come and develop for some time. Okay, let's see what's the order flow getting built. Okay, so it is developing lower, more supply is coming in. This was 1K, it has reduced by 50%, so it is about 459, and you see the spike here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm expecting continuation lower. I'm expecting the auction to drop lower towards the, so first is 44 500. That's where again a lot of stops are getting built, and next is this zone where I'm expecting some responsive buying. So previous day's high is the important zone. So what we have is, this is a zone of supply from 590 to 600. And I'm not seeing any other zone. So I'm looking for a mean reversion trade now. I'll just close this chart. So it has cleared 577 level. There is an HVN at 536 and 473 is a low volume area node. Okay, so I'm expecting a mean reversion trade towards 44,600. Let's see, because that's where again I'm expecting supply to reload and then take the auction lower. Okay, so currently I'm looking for a mean reversion trade. Okay, so these are the zones. So this is a 1 minute chart. These are the zones or areas, you know, where, so currently I'm seeing supply shutting off around 540. So this is the balance level. I'm waiting for acceptance in the balance, and 565 is the zone where, you know, I'm looking for look below and fail and go towards the VWAP, which is around the 44,600 zone. Supply is definitely coming in. The reason is the overhead there is against supply. Okay, delta is heading you know, a bit positive. It is getting appreciated. So that doesn't mean that you take a long trade. This is just telling me that fresh news buying is not coming up. Okay, so I'm waiting for acceptance within the balance. Let's see whether we get that. Okay, so 500 is again a zone where more of buyers are trapped. So call inventory is coming up, put inventory is short, but call inventory, so there is no clarity in direction. More put inventory is getting created at 500, whereas open interest is showing me more of call inventory. Yeah, so call are interested to short, but actually the puts are the ones, you know, who are executing those shorts. So time is 9:36. I haven't taken any trade. Again, I have a checklist, and if I see all the check marks in the checklist, then only I take a trade. A simple checklist, you know. So first of all, have you slept properly? Are you healthy? What's your morning routine? Yeah. So I'm having constant headaches, plus I'm having cold, plus there are a lot of interruptions. So I just don't want to take a trade, because what happens is that those things, you know, those things are the one which hampers you psychologically. Yeah, and then you get into the revenge mode. So yeah, so that's why I just want the auction to develop, show me some sign. Currently I am seeing supply coming in at 500. It looked above and failed. There are sellers trapped here, plus there is a buyer trapped at 570. So I'm looking for auction to come lower and fill this particular gap, and see if we tag the previous day's high or not. So I'm expecting the auction to come within the range. Does it come within the range or not? So there is rejection from the balance. Now this is a good sign. Now this is going to invite fresh selling, and overall delta is also getting negative. Now markets, what is market telling you currently? Okay, this is the zone where a lot of supply is present. Yeah, so I was expecting a mean reversion trade, but yeah, so now it is dropping. So I'm waiting for it to continue lower. Okay, so it has broken the 44,450. Come on, come towards this particular range. Okay, this is where a lot of folks will be getting trapped. Yeah, so don't short now. Are you seeing what is happening in HDFC? There are buyers here. Okay, so nice. So this is the resistance zone. This is also a good resistance zone. A lot of supply is coming in. The 1K delta has now shifted to negative. Yeah, so the ball is in the court of sellers. So now I'm watching this and this. the reaction. Bank Nifty is definitely falling. So someone is accumulating inventory at 1542. 1542. Okay, so we have some price stability. Basically, there is buyer retention at 1542. So for me, 1542 is the line in sand. So I hope you're getting the clues why I said do not short, because this is where you will be getting trapped. Yes, delta is telling me that overall there is supply, but as the auction is moving lower, I am not in a hurry to short because no fresh buying is coming in. So basically, who's buying now is basically the guys or those who got trapped short yesterday. Yeah. So as the auction is price is moving to their price range, or their levels, they are the ones, who are exiting the system. Okay. So if you see, we have just halted 1543. So there is some acceptance. Now that buying has moved up, but I'm seeing more supply. So again, I'm expecting a range bound auction. Okay. So when the B period opens, right, what I'm looking for, does it move towards VWAP, and do we see fresh supply coming in? Because that will be a good trade to take a short. And if it moves above this, so currently if it moves above 44,600, what is going to happen is a lot of supply is trapped, a lot of new fresh selling has come in, and then you can expect a mean reversion trade hitting all this liquidity levels. Yeah, so that's my trade plan. Observe the reaction at 44,600. As the auction is moving higher, do I see fresh supply coming in, and do I see continuation lower? If I do not see, if I see absorption, and if the auction moves above the 600 level, then I'm expecting some chop and then continuation higher towards this particular zone, because that's where a lot of liquidity is present. Okay, so yeah, ending the today's session. I hope you learned something new. Do like, share, subscribe, and also feel free to add your comments if you're watching it in the recorded session. And yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow with that.